What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome back to another beautiful episode of Content is King. Wow, I'm messing myself all sorts of up. It has been a long week. Been going through some stuff personally with figuring out some stream stuff. Maybe I'll talk about it in a future podcast. At least I look forward to talking about it, and I don't look forward to talking about it. That's probably a lie. It's weird to be vulnerable about a lot of the things that go on and a lot of how I end up feeling about certain things. So just bear with me as we're going through all these things, and I'll end up talking to you guys about it. It'll at some point in time. It's gonna be interesting. But that's not what today's episode is about. Today's episode is about Restream.io. It's a stream service website that people can use. And yes, I know video users, by the way, there's something right here up above. I have no idea why it's saying my camera doesn't have a battery. Obviously it has battery. It's plugged in through an external source, so don't worry about that. I don't know. I'll get it figured out. Either that or I'll make it a meme and it'll stay there forever. Either way, I'll probably just turn it off for a prolonged period of time and get it figured out. So I don't have a lot to talk about. This will probably be a shorter podcast, but I did want to give you guys an idea of what Restream.io is. And if you guys wanted to know more about it, what you could do with it and stuff like that, there are some things that you can do and some things that make it cool, that make it really good, and some things that make it not so great and make it a little So let's jump into it. Restream.io. What is it? Well, it is a stream service that lets you stream to multiple platforms at a time, like simultaneously in real time, and it's awesome. They have a chat relay, which I'll talk about later, and they have some other cool things that go on as well. Now, currently they support a lot of different platforms, and it's actually really cool because they let you can stream to up to 30 plus different platforms. Now they've done a little bit of a rebranding and actually have made themselves a little bit different. And the ones that they showcase is Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, which are three major platforms right now, and that's what they're showing. So it's pretty cool, I think. It's a really nice thing. Nice. Now, why would it be used? Well, a lot of people will say that it's better if you go on one platform and don't switch, don't do anything like that. You just have to go to the one platform, stream on the one platform, grind out the one platform, and everything will be fine. Which is awesome, and I agree. It's generally better if you stay in one area and that's it. That's what they found to be best. That's what you generally see, because it shows a sense of platform loyalty and stuff like that, where you can basically build this community. This is where you want to be. This is where you set your flag. Now, I have tried streaming to multiple platforms at once. I grew a little bit on multiple platforms, and I learned a lot of things about the different platforms while doing it. I wouldn't necessarily suggest that it's the best option, though. It's not really the best option to go and do that, to stream and whatnot there, because again, it has that same problem of, oh, hey, you're streaming on multiple platforms. Which one, like, and some other people also are like, well, it's also awkward because you're interacting with 3 different chats plus up to 30 different chats, and you can't even really like interact with them, and they can't interact with each other. So what's the point if you're building up communities that don't even talk to each other and can't build with each other? Well, and that makes sense too. I get it. I really do. It makes a lot of sense, and there is that aspect of it, where it makes it very hard to do such. But they do have a chat relay and a chat bot. And now their chat relay, what it does is it takes messages from most of the platforms and it throws them over to the other ones. So if I'm streaming on Mixer, it takes my Mixer chat and it puts it over on Twitch. If I tab my Twitch chat, it takes it over and it puts it on Mixer, etc., etc. It goes through all the places like that. It's actually really cool and really neat. Now, outside of that, there's not super much that's great about it. Like they have a scheduler, they have analytics. I actually never used their scheduler. The schedule is pretty cool. Stream your recorded videos live. Interesting. Basically they have an upload scheduler that helps you upload and set stuff up so that way you can properly have it set on time of when you want it to go live in different areas, which is pretty neat actually. I didn't know about that. I might have to look into that a little bit more and give a different video on it and on my opinion. Now, to give you guys a little bit of a difference of the ideas between it, because they also have really good analytics if you have Pro. Like very in-depth, very good. I really did like it. If you're an analytics person, it's awesome. We're going to actually talk, I'm going to put that in the content calendar right now, though. We are going to talk about analytics. And we're going to talk about that at some point in time, because it's going to be good for people to understand why you want to watch your analytics, why you don't want to watch your analytics, and what it can kind of do to you and your mental state. And that will also end up going through with a couple of the other things I want to talk about as well. So, sorry, I keep thinking of ideas and I'm putting them into the content calendar as well, which I don't know if I actually have a content calendar on there, but that would be better to be just a small little YouTube video. So, let's talk about the difference between Pro and regular. Now, I'm going to talk about it from an individual perspective because companies have a lot different of a standard of what's going on. So I'm just going to talk about it through a one-to-one. Like, hey, I'm a streamer that's doing this on my own. What is it? So let's do that. So first, they have the free version. The free version lets you go to 30 plus platforms, but you can only have one channel per platform. Now, the thing is, your Facebook, if you want to stream to Facebook, you can only stream to your personal profile. You can't actually stream to your page with the Restream.io, which is incredibly problematic for people that want to try to grow out there, because you have to get their either year bundle, which is 17% off, or their monthly bundle, which is probably what I would suggest if you're just starting out. Now, they also do have a stream quality monitor, and they have no bitrate limit. They also end up having an FTL and a couple of other things there as well. But if that doesn't work, you can move up to the standard, which is $16 a month for the yearly, $19 a month for monthly. Again, with that 17% saving. Now, if you choose to do that, you get one extra destination that you can stream to at once. Then you also can stream to Facebook groups as well as public pages, and you can even turn channels on and off in the middle of your stream. Really cool stuff, kind of neat. And then the professional is $41 a month for the yearly, $49 for the monthly cost. It's a matter of if you want to buy it as once or buy it not. Because if you buy the standard and what it's billed as one payment at $190. If you buy the professional, it's billed as one payment of $490. So that's how they get you there. Now, if you go with the professional, you have 3 extra destinations you can go with. I think in addition to the one extra that you can go to. I'm not fully sure because it says everything in standard plus. So you have 4 destinations is the way it sounds. You also have no Restream branding. So basically you don't have Restream doing any of the stuff that they would do. They won't post for you. They don't say, hey, this is Restream. Hey, by the way, go check out Restream. None of that is added to any of your content when you go live, which would be added during the other things. And then last, they also give you 3 links for multi-source streaming, which I also don't really know what that one means at all. So it's an RTMP pull link. Basically gives you a spot to go and do these things and also check those out, which is really cool. Now, they do have company plans, which, I don't know that that'd really be a great idea to go with in the first place. So, I've realized I have not talked for very long at all. Let's go back a little bit into kind of the chat relay and stuff. So the chat relay, as I said, it's really cool, really neat thing to have. I liked it a lot because it also shows it up on stream for you. And while it's showing up on stream, you have those people that are talking and they get to see each other. They get to see the messages. So even the people that are on Facebook that can't properly connect still get to connect and see everything that's going on with you. Now, at the end of the day, do I think that Restream.io is worth it? That's really tough to say. There's been some people where it's worked really well and some people that it hasn't. During my social media experiment where I was testing where it would be best to grow and try to basically have an outreach for your stream, I found that you really can't have much of an outreach with your stream as well as you'd like to. It's harder, and I don't even know if it's necessarily that. It might just be that it's hard to network and stuff like that. People see that you're streaming in different places. They constantly see that your screen has like 3 different chats going on, and it seems very overwhelming. It's very tough to do stuff like that and have that kind of mentality with people while it is overwhelming. Which I've actually had people tell me before, they're like, well, no, you restream. I'm not going to come to your streams. And I was like, well, actually, because I stopped restreaming, they ended up showing back up because it's helpful for them to know that they can watch my stream and not have to worry about stuff that's going on somewhere else. They don't have to try to keep up with 3 conversations that are happening in 3 different windows. Also, with the fact of they don't have to, if they miss chat that's on my screen, they're not missing anything because it still should be in their chat window. Those are kind of the negatives of it. The positives are it does give you exposure on multiple platforms, which is great, right? The more platforms you're on, the more places you're going to be seen and the more possibility of growth. A lot of people really like the idea of that, but at the same time, most bigger streamers and people who have made it will generally say you want to have diversified content among different streaming platforms. So you don't want to have the same thing in one spot all the time. Basically saying you don't want all of your content to be on every platform. You want to be able to have a YouTube that's highlights or special content just for that. You want to be able to have use a TikTok to be able to promote either your Instagram or your YouTube that could be promoting other stuff. And then you also want to make sure that you're having a Twitter so that way you can communicate and network with people on a text-based version and level, because that's where a lot of the networking in this community ends up taking place. So that's kind of where I sit with Restream.io. It's a great idea. I really like the idea behind it, but a lot of people find it to be off-putting. And from what I've noticed in my experience, a lot of people find it a lot less genuine for you to be on multiple platforms at once instead of just being on the one. Now, does that change the fact that it's actually a really cool thing? No, not at all. It's really neat and it's super awesome. And it also makes me think about some other things, like affiliate ships. If you have a contract with any of these places other than Mixer, Mixer is probably the only place that you can go to and actually have an open-ended contract. I don't know about YouTube, never had a contract with YouTube. I have had a contract with Twitch, and I've had personal conversations with partner managers as well as partners over on Mixer about these things as well. Facebook, I also believe, does put you under a contract. I've after reading up on what a lot of people have gone through. So basically, if you're under contract, your content, if it goes there first, it has to be there for 24 hours. That's Twitch's rule. So if you're an affiliate, you can't do this. Now, there is a loophole basically where if your content's going to Mixer first, then it's okay for it to go there. And then when it goes on to Twitch, it's not allowed to go anywhere else for 24 hours. That means that you can't make any highlights, any clips, anything like that, and put them anywhere else. So, which can be problematic, but it's also, you know, that's just kind of the way it is. I believe that they would have something similar with Facebook. And again, Mixer is really the only one that's completely separate from all of these things, and they don't care what you do. There's plenty of people that are partners and non-partners that stream to multiple platforms at once, trying to be able to grow a community across all the platforms. Whether you think it's a great idea or not, there's people doing it, and there are people that are thriving doing it. I didn't happen to thrive doing it. That doesn't mean that my experience is the only experience that matters. Which is also really cool. There's a really good streamer known as Kuya _ SGA. Crap, I don't know. I remember Kuya's name, but I never remember what his things are. So I am so sorry about that, because that makes me look bad, like I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm talking about. And 9 times out of 10, I do know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about, which is also true and completely fair. So that's kind of really just how it goes, right? So let's see here. It's Kuya _ BTB. See, that's what it is. Kuya _ BTB. He did do multi-streaming for a while. I don't know that he's still doing it. I think he's mostly on Mixer, but he did a little bit to YouTube as well as to a couple other streams, which was actually really awesome, and it was cool to see him be able to do that and to thrive. He got to meet different people across different platforms, got to have good conversations with those people while he was on the other platforms, and he got to grow something that was actually pretty spectacular. And so from what I saw, he was somebody who was using it in a very good way, and I'm very glad that I got to see him do that. Now, that doesn't mean that it works everywhere, and that doesn't mean that it's the best for everybody and it's the best option. At the end of the day, you still have to find out what's best for you as a streamer. Well, maybe these things aren't the best for you. Maybe restreaming isn't a good idea. Maybe it's best for you to stick to one platform, plant your roots, make some YouTube videos on the side for discoverability, and that's your play. Maybe your play is to only to stream once or twice a week, make YouTube videos most of the time, and everything else happens to be a bonus for the people that happen to get to come out. Those are all also possibilities. And there's not one way to do this. There's no surefire, hey, by the way, now I'm a partner. That doesn't happen. And in all honesty, from my experience, it's an incredibly lucky and rough path to find out where you belong and where your content belongs. I've been doing this for 5 years. I have no partnership on any platform. I work my butt off trying to get content out on my streaming platforms. I'm not the greatest at Twitter. I'm not the greatest at making sure clips get out, and I'm working on doing editing better for YouTube. I understand the things that make content really good and where you can have really good content, but it's just proof that there is no single way to do it. There's a lot of people that started off by just streaming. You can't just stream anymore. It's not that easy, and there's a lot more work that goes into it. Restream.io is a great idea to help you out while you're starting. It's really good to help you find out where your audience really is. And when you can find out where your audience really is, then you can start to move forward and start to grow and start to build your community. Start to build the things that are good for you and for what you want and what you're trying to build. And I think that's probably the best thing about Restream.io overall is you can kind of find out what's best for you and where's best for you. It helps out, and it just does a lot of amazing things on that aspect. I'm not a huge fan of the price tag. There used to be cheaper options out there, but they have since closed down and are not accessible. I think a free version of, and see, the thing is, the free really only matters. It's still free if you're not going to Facebook. Facebook, I said at the beginning of the year, is the platform we need to watch this year. I think they're going to be making moves. I really do, and I still truly believe that. I also think YouTube's going to be making moves. YouTube's already made some moves, which we could discuss at a later time, but the short of it is that they've actually got a deal with Blizzard Activision, to basically, I think it's Activision Blizzard. Anyway, they have a deal with Activision and Blizzard, which are, Activision is just the parent company, if you didn't know. Yeah, it is Activision Blizzard. So, but, sorry, I got very digressed on that. But, with what it is, you don't need to go to Facebook. You don't have to unless you really want to. I think Facebook's really good if you put your whole hog on it. If you're just 100% going to be on there and maybe some YouTube, perfect. That's where you need to be. But if you're trying to stream, I think going between YouTube, Facebook, or YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch to find out where your community best is, use Restream.io to figure it out. You can use the free one, and it'll actually help you out. It's not bad at all. It's actually pretty amazing and super awesome to test out. But that's just my opinion, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember that if you guys have any questions or want to talk to me about it, or want to create even any more dialogue, you can always jump into my Discord, shoot me a message on Twitter, comment on something I say on Twitter, hit me up on Instagram, anything like that. And I would love to have a conversation with you guys and hear what you think. Now, you guys just let me know if there's anything else that you guys want. Sorry, I was about to cough. Anything that you guys want to know. There it is. I would love to be able to help you guys out the best I can. That all being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay awesome, do great things. And I'll see you guys next time. Adios.